Hello, hello, hello. That always stops far too quickly for me. Well, how's everybody? I'm going to go up and say a few hellos. We have Jill. Hello, Jill. Yep. So there's that again. Yep, definitely. Hey, Sagacious. Sagacious is just back from a couple of days in London. Had a great time. Hello, Starborn. Hey, Bones. Welcome to Bones. Thank you very much, Bones. Bones is our new mod. It can get a wee bit busy sometimes in here, and Sagacious and Dave sometimes are run off their feet. Hey, Meg. So thank you very much, Bones. And we've got Luann. Hello. Meg, I haven't seen you in ages. Hello, Nightmare. JD in the house, my little Irish friend. And who else have we got? Jude. Hey, Jude. Craftastic, another little Irish friend. And Jude, our little Welsh friend. Serena, how are you? And I'm catching up now, I think. Hope I haven't missed anybody. Ocean's daughter, hello, my love. And Charlie slides in, as he always does. And Replay Crew, hello, hello. And who else have we? Jen Covo. Hey. And Linny's. Hiya. Andrea's mom. Hey, Granny's watching. How are you? I'm catching up on everybody. I said Andrea's mom. Love Andrea's mom's channel. Remy and Milan. Hello. Jane Perry. Well, it's been a quiet couple of days on YouTube. Hey, Ginger. How are you? And Deb and PA. Christine. How you doing? And the lovely Milan. Yeah, it's been very quiet. Not. Hey, Laura Lulu. There's been quite a lot been happening over the last couple of days. Hey, Barb. How are you? Yeah, there's a few things we're going to have a little chat about. It's only my opinion after all. Oh, it's Irish weekend with you, Jess. So I take it there's going to be a lot of drinking. You're not blocked, Tracy. Hello, Tracy. I'd never block you, girl. Why would I block you? For God's sake. I might miss some people. Hopefully, I'm going to go back up here and make sure I haven't missed anybody. If I've missed anybody, call me out. Because I actually do hate that myself if I'm in a chat and somebody says hello to everyone, but they don't say hello to me. But it's great to see everybody. It got a bit feisty earlier on in Barb's, and hopefully it all ended well. Barb was trying to play bingo. Hey, Froggy. Are we talking about Crocs? Don't be saying anything about Crocs in here. Aye, come on. I still talk about my 20-year-old Crocs. Hi, Lorraine. And I still actually haven't taken a photograph of them. I'm going to put them up on community post. Very proud. Spain. 2002. Yeah. That cost you $10? No, I wouldn't charge you, Charlie, $10. Hey, replay, I'm telling you, I love my Crocs. Hey, dippity do. And I was actually quite relieved to see that some of the younger generation love them too. So I felt I could put them on again. My family are like, nah, Mum, definitely don't do that. Oh, Angie baby. Are you going to be nice, Angie baby, tonight? And not call me names? Hey, Ladybug. Look, we can all have differences of opinion, and that's okay. I'm not saying that we all have to go with the same opinion, but we can be respectful. when we're saying our opinions. Are you still there, Angie? Hey, AJ. How are you? Yeah, Jill, oddly enough, even in real life bingo, there's controversy. Someone, yeah, 15 cards. Hey, voices. How's you? You're the talk of the town. Talk of the town, voices. That's okay. My head's okay. It's screwed on, girl. But it's only my opinion. My opinion, Angie, might not be the same as yours, but I still respect that. And, you know, we can all have different thoughts and say what we want, but we've got to kind of be respectful about it. And especially when we're in somebody else's chat. And that's what I was trying to do earlier. And I will explain where that all came from and about the Natasha thing. Because I think maybe some people are a bit confused. Hey, good juju. There we go. I kind of forget I'm up here just, hey, Laurie. Oh, you won't be staying? Oh, all right then, Laurie. You've got Netflix calling you. I know it, girl. I know it. Right, well, let's just, might as well start off. 1 second. Give me 1 second. Right. Over what's happened this last week, there's a couple of things. I've been seeing all week about the Keeley Rodney case. And yeah, I'm going to speak on that too. There's been a lot of clip channels calling people out, covering it. Yeah. So I'm going to talk about that. Hey, Tammy, good to see you. And I know Two Scoots will be listening in the background. So hello, Two Scooter. Oh, Remy, I have it. I haven't been right since COVID. I took COVID a couple of months ago. Still haven't been right. I'm still sniffling and coughing. I'm just having a look at the chat. Right. So we might as well talk about what's happened over the last 24 hours. And yeah. And I'll give my opinion. Now, some people might not like it. Some people might not really care. And that's fine. I like voices, right? I like voices. I like voices when voices, we can have a chat about this, about that, and about the other. And I know a lot of people feel the same. Am I going to stop liking voices? No, I'm not. But, and there is a but. What she said is what she said. And there's a lot of anger there and a lot of hate. And no matter how much, oh yeah, I know, Jess, but I'm going to have to say what I'm going to say because it's the way I feel. I think when we start talking about someone's children, that's a no-no for me. I don't care who it is. I really don't care, right? Because we have to be very careful that we're not going to open doors. And I get that too, voices. If you don't, you'll say it. If you don't like it, unsubscribe and go on. You're not for changing. Yeah, as is your right to do so. But that's your right to say that. And if you want to say that, go for it. I'm not going to stop you. I'm not your mother. And I'm not your husband either. We all have to take responsibility All right, Barb. Yeah, I'm. That's why I've asked Bones. I've got extra mod and everything in here tonight. Because yeah, um, I know it's going to get maybe a bit controversial, but anyway, look. For me, would that have come out of my mouth? No, absolutely not. I would never even have thought that. Never mind, say it. Do I know all the history there? No, but I don't need to know all the history. For me, who's here? Who's here? Lycan's here. Is he? Granny? I don't see. Is Lycan here? Oh, Big D just hit a user that you've blocked. Right, so... I know what it is. I have Lycan Google blocked, so I didn't see him. But he's been hid. Okay, great. Granny, stay in here. Please, stay in here. I have actually Lycan Google blocked. So I don't see him in the chat. And I've also a few others Google blocked, so I don't see them. So if mods, you know what way I am. If you, oh, he's gone. That's fine. That's grand. I didn't see him. Because no. I ignore Lycan. He ignores me, and that's the way I want it to go. So I'm surprised he actually came in here tonight. But anyhow. Right. Yeah, Granny, I had actually Lycan Google blocked, so I didn't see him in the chat, but he is hid now. Can we all be respectful, please? I know Barb got it earlier on, but I'm not going to say my opinion until we get it all hashed out in chat. Let's be honest. But I knew this was going to come tonight. Don't be going at each other, please. Right, what's happening in chat? Let us see. Okay. Right. What I was going to say. Right, we can all respect each other. Please. Well, no, actually, we can't. If you don't want to disrespect somebody, I get that. But we'll kind of cool it in chat. But it's all good. I know I know yous are all good in there. Right. What I was going to say, we need to be careful if we're talking about somebody's child. Hey, Mary, or anybody's family, that it opens doors that your own child or your own family can be talked about. And yeah, that's not right. Now, am I going to sit up here and chastise voices? No, she said it. She owns it. And yeah, that's on her. But I will say it was wrong, in my opinion. And I can voice my own opinion on my own channel, right? It wasn't right. To me, it wasn't right. I wouldn't have come out with that. That girl is not on YouTube. She has got nothing to do with YouTube, right? And, you know, I wish her nothing but the best going forward, having her baby, and she hears nothing about this. Nothing. Because I can tell you, last year, I was very fortunate that I had 2 grandchildren. Were they easy births? No, they were not. I sat up all night, every night, until they came. My heart was broke. for them. I want it to be there instead of them. So for anybody saying that, if anybody had said that about my daughter, oh my God, I would have been devastated. Because no, not only do we not speak about people's children, we shouldn't talk about people's family. Come on. Do I agree with what happened to Voice's brother? Hell no. Hell no. That was awful. That shouldn't have happened. And I get it. When you get angry and the rage goes into you, and I've been there. Barb, look, I mean, it's YouTube, that's the way it is. But I also get that things were said to Granny's watching. Jess, over the last few months, I have started to go into Jess's chat. She separated from certain creators. And yeah, I think Jess is doing what she does best. Up there, doing her lives, trying to stay out of the drama as much as she can, or as much as she's allowed to. And I've grown to really like her and like her chat. I also don't like what was said about her or to her. Come on. Do we really have to go at each other like this? I don't think so. Jess wasn't chastising Voices. She was just saying, look, I don't like it. I wouldn't have said that. You know, and she's right. It was horrific. I wouldn't have said that either. But I can also say that I like Voices, but I just didn't like what Voices said. And that's okay too. We're all allowed to say that. You know, I don't want anybody to be attacked in here. I know, Bones, yeah, I get that, but I also get people need to be able to say what they need to say in chat. Because a lot of subs don't have their own channel. So the only way they can get their thoughts over is in a chat. And if you're kind of half respectable, there shouldn't be any problem. But I know that Natasha has hurt Voices. I get that. I get that. Because I've also was attacked for no reason by Dorothy. And my God, I'm not going to lie, there's thoughts that came into my head about her. I maybe didn't say them out loud. I did say quite a few, but I didn't maybe, you know. You know, oh, she should be coming later, Craftastic. But I just really want to say what I think about it. You know, we can like people, but we can actually call out and say, look, no, don't like what you've said. I mean, I've had people say that to me. Granny's watching. Look, I didn't know Voices until recently, and I got to chat to her. She used to come up and have a chat on my channel on a Saturday night, and we actually did have a good chat, and I enjoyed chatting to Voices. I really, really did. And I like talking about the crafting, like talking about this, that, and the other. I get that. You know, we all like that. And I don't want, she maybe feels that people are dogpiling on her. That's not what's happening. That honestly isn't what's happening. But we can't not say what we think either. I don't hate Natasha Cooper. I've never said I hated her. I don't like her behaviour online. But that's it. She has. She has said a lot of nasty things to Voices, about everybody really. Let's be honest. But Her kids shouldn't have been brought into this shit. You know, it was the same with Em, it's the same with Hannah, everything. They shouldn't be brought into this. We are better than that. And I don't care what anybody says. Hi, Melissa Jade. I wouldn't go there. I actually wouldn't go there. Because I don't hate anybody. I'm not that entrenched on YouTube that I can't step back. And yeah, I'm going to drop the link for anybody that wants to come up for a chat. But yeah, well, that's how I feel. I've been accused of being a Natasha lover. No, I'm not. I never said I hated her either. I call out her behaviour on here. I do clips. Haven't actually done a clip in 2 weeks on Natasha because there was nothing to tell. And that's the way I'm going to do it. Unless she does something outrageous, I'm not going to clip. That, and I'm back to work as well, so I haven't got the time. That's beside the point. But it's upsetting. The last couple of days has been upsetting because it is people that we like that are fighting. And I know that subs are feeling, they're feeling maybe one way or another. I get that. But honestly, that's what my opinion is. I didn't like what was said about her daughter. And I also didn't like what was said to Granny last night. There's no need for that. There wasn't any need for that. I don't think Jess deserved that. Absolutely, I don't think she deserved that. And just remember, if this was like brushed away and nobody gave a shit, what happens when it's your kid? What happens if it's your child the next time? You can't come and say, oh, this happened to my child. Somebody's going after my child. Because nobody will care. They won't care. And we should care. And I think anybody that, obviously there's going to be an ongoing issue, I would think, between, I'm not speaking out of place, I don't think, between Granny and Voices. And yeah. And I'm sad to see that actually, because I do know that we all got on well. We did actually all get on well. And, I think moving forward, we just have to think to ourselves that we can do better. Because what Natasha has got now, and I don't blame her either. She will speak about this for the next couple of weeks. And I can't say I blame her. Because hell, I would. I'd be talking on it in every life that somebody said that about my bloody daughter. Angie, are you been good? Are you misbehaving? Let's see. Where is Angie? Now, there was something else that was said last night about CJ and Granny's watching. On another live. I'm actually not going to call that out because, as I say, I don't talk about him. He doesn't talk about me. I believe that sometimes the best response is to say nothing. What's wrong, Angie, babe? Because I know Granny wants to move forward. She doesn't want any of this shit. Oh my God, IMD. Yeah, well, you could get called out if your name's Angie. Well, 51's actually a magic number. Jude. Oh, glory, it was kicking off. I knew it was going to kick off tonight. But I think it's quieting down. Maybe famous last words. But if there's something anybody wants to ask me, feel free. Hey, without borders. Yeah, Belle, but, you know, Jess wants to move forward with that. She doesn't want to go back there. She definitely doesn't. And just Google block. I just Google block everybody now. I think it's great. But there's a problem with that, as I found out tonight. If you Google block somebody, if they come into your chat, you won't actually see them in your chat. So that's actually a problem. Is that you, Granny? Show me your Crocs. Yes. Right.
Hi.
Hey, girl.
I'm like, wait, let me wave. That doesn't work.
How are
I guess
you?
I've been better. I guess
Yeah.
I have a question. And
Yeah.
this goes to everybody, right? Because I thought I was being very respectful to voices, and I made it clear that I wasn't. Same thing you said. I like voices. Has nothing to do with voices. But the behavior. It's the behavior. And from
Yeah.
that, she goes and says everything she says, then proceeds to go on her live and lie. And now she's making the bold claim after speaking to Kim and Crafton that she has a dick pic. Voices, I just screen recorded our entire conversation. I absolutely never sent you that photo. Not only would I know better than to never send it to you, but you certainly asked for it, and I told you no. So that's a bold-faced lie right there. So here's my thing with it, right? Because a lot of people are doing this whole like, oh, Angie, baby, fuck you. This is why you've been blocked from my channel for ages, and you will continue to be.
Right. What's Angie doing?
She just talks all the
Right.
shit in the world, all the
Right,
shit.
Angie. That's it. I didn't block you on Barb's because it wasn't my channel, but I'm going to block you here because that's not going to happen. No, that's it. That's it. Can't be bothered with that shit. You give
I
people
mean, that's why
chances.
it even,
Yeah.
trying not to disrespect Barb is hard to do when somebody's calling you names in the chat and cursing at you and
I
everything
agree.
else. If that proud person would have been blocked from being problematic, there would have been no arguing.
Yeah.
But here's my biggest question, right? Okay, people are like, yeah, I like voices. Right, that's great. Right, that's great. So now if anybody, regardless if you like them or not, if you point out a bad behavior, right, you are fair game for the most vile insults and lies that somebody can come up with. Because if it was anybody, if Natasha has said what was said, it would have been everybody over here would have had clips. There would have been outrage. There would have been, fucking pitchforks going. Oh, the whole
Yeah.
9 yards.
Yeah.
But because it's somebody who claims to sit on this side, that behavior is not only accepted, but it's kind of being like brushed under a little bit, right? Like let's face it, everybody's walking on tiptoes because they're fucking scared to aggravate voices because she's a scary, nasty, mean girl, self-proclaimed mean girl. So everybody's kind of walking on little eggshells and everything out of fear for being her next target. How is this any different than being in Natasha's community?
I get you. I get you.
It's
And you were
eggshell.
respectful. You were respectful last night. And you shouldn't have been spoken to like that. That's wrong. It is wrong. Because
Yeah,
what
no,
was said was horrendous about that her daughter. Forget Natasha Cooper. Let's take her out of this. If you heard that from one woman to another, we would be horrified, wouldn't we?
Now, if Natasha said it about your daughter, CJ's daughter, anybody
Oh
else's
my
daughter,
God. Yeah. Yeah.
and then she doubled, tripled down on it and threw some more nastiness. And this whole like, oh, if you don't like me, unsubscribe. Yeah, that's cute, right? That's cute. Then why not just go do your own thing? Because when people like that are sitting at the table with us, it reflects back on all of us. I know I personally went through a lot of hell to expose the piece of shit Natasha is, to not have another piece of shit show up behaving just like her.
Yeah. I get what you're saying, because we can't condone what was said. We can't. I certainly don't. And that's why I wanted to speak on it tonight, not to jump on the bandwagon, but to say, no, it's not right for any of us. I wouldn't even have been in my thoughts, never mind for me to say. I don't hate Natasha Cooper. I dislike what she does. But I haven't got that hatred. Hell, I haven't even that hatred for Dorothy.
Right. No, and I do get, and I even said as much. I understand when you get taken out of character. I've been there
Yeah.
myself. I'm not perfect. I've allowed my anger and my dislike for people to get me into an ugly place too. But this is a reoccurring problem through different communities. This isn't like it was everybody's like, well, Natasha gets people to that place. Yeah, she does. She's a foul, loudmouth, nasty, trashy person. Absolutely. But that's not an excuse to not only then triple and double down on it. It's not like yeah, I had a moment of judgment lapse, and no, there's no growth. It's the same thing, just different communities every single time. And you get to a point where it's like, really? Like we're gonna keep like how many times as adults are we gonna blame Natasha Cooper for other people's fucking behaviors? It's tiresome.
When there's a lot worse on this platform. Let's be honest, there is. There's been a lot worse on this platform lately.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of horrible people on this platform. Yeah.
Yeah. And do we, the people that saying, not even saying anything about this, what happens if it's your daughter the next time? What happens
Right.
if it's your, are
Well,
you just going to
unfortunately,
get it brushed off? Oh, it's going to blow over? No,
well,
no, it's not.
unfortunately, Joel, we have seen this time and time again where there are people who aren't outraged until it happens to them. And
Yeah.
then they want to run and they wonder where is everybody to call out the same behavior that they didn't blink twice at. I mean, how many Dorothy, we had to witness her do it to several different people
Mm-hmm.
before enough people had enough. Like, you know what I mean? Like I mean, with all due respect, because Crime of Vault knows that she's acknowledged it. I mean, AJ, aka Audrey, she stayed with Dorothy until Dorothy turned on her. There's always a time where these people turn on you. Do you think I thought Voices was going to turn on me the way she did? Absolutely not.
No.
You know
Mm-mm.
what I mean? So like when that happens to enough people, that's when it becomes the problem. And it's not right. It shouldn't get to that point. Some things should just not be said. Some things just should not be accepted. And there should be no passes given. And just simply saying like, oh, I disagree with the behavior. Yeah, that's great to I mean, that's all I tried doing. But then like what changes of it if we're just like, yeah, bad, slap on the wrist. What changes?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. But we ourselves, each person has to do what they think is right.
Oh, no
But
doubt about it.
but we know it's YouTube, Jess. Let's be honest here.
Yeah. It's a
And
shame.
yeah, it's a shit show. There's no
It's
loyalty.
exactly
There's no
why.
nothing on here.
That's exactly why I climbed out of this community because of these same dumpsters full of, I mean, literally, it's like just raccoons circling the same dumpster over and over. And each is just as greedy, grubby, disgusting. And it never changes because there's no self accountability. There's a ton of deflection. And it's unfortunate. But I think, and I've come to realize though, tis the drama community, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's all the content there is. It is what people need for content. And the more wow factor you can get, the bigger your numbers. But let's remind people your numbers don't matter. Your community does. So at the end of the day, when you have, a couple hundred watching, but you have less than a dozen participating, that is it. That's it. That's your crew.
Yeah, that is your crew. Right, respectful question from Coco. I understand more has been crossed But yet, what are subs supposed to do? Yeah, if you speak up and get targeted, right, or creators make up, then subs are pushed aside. And yet, that is, oh my God, that happens all the time. Let's be honest. It does happen.
So here's my thing for that. I don't think subs should ever have to speak up. Subs shouldn't ever have to do anything. They're subs, right? Subscribers shouldn't be held against where they go, what they say they should be held accountable for. But subs don't have to go, they like nobody's forcing anybody to voice opinions at all. And I know what Coco's talking about. You had a personal situation, but to be fair, Coco, you've had several personal situations, right? As channel owners, we can't base our entire channel off a subscriber's personal situation. So I know your question is coming from a personal place, but my biggest thing is it's not the subscribers, it's the other creators. It is what we as creators allow as a reflection of us. And don't you think it's a bit hypocritical to clip Natasha saying something horrific and not clip the person you sit with saying something equally, if not worse than that? That's all.
And that's very true. But how many times have we maybe been in that situation ourselves? We have. I mean, I have. Have I let it fly? Yeah, I have. Would I said certain things? No. So yeah, I think on here, anything really goes until it happens to you. And then it's a problem.
Right. That's true. Yeah.
Until it happens to you. Now, there's some things you can never just brush off, right? And you have to speak up on it. And this was one of those times. Now, what was said to you for doing that was way, way out of line. It was way out of line.
Oh,
and
yeah, it was.
wrong.
And it's just the beginning of new content is all it is. And that's why I said people need that. They need that tit for tat, back and forth, and I'm not feeding it. It's absolutely disgusting. And it's funny how these same people that will sit there and denounce somebody, the minute that they have an argument, right? I heard Voices Feelings apparently because she lashed out like a child. She runs to liking these people. It's the lack of moral.
I didn't know she did. I didn't know that. But I did catch some of Voices Live last night.
Wait, I'm sorry. Was my response back to Coco nasty? If you took me as being nasty, Coco, I apologize, but that's not what I was saying. I wasn't being rude to you or saying you can't ask a question. Was I rude?
No.
I didn't think I was.
Does Coco not come into your chat?
No, not anymore.
Ah, right. Okay. Right.
She's upset with me that I forgave Brittany because she has a personal issue with Brittany, which is why I said her question comes from a personal place.
And that's another thing. You and Brittany have made have made amends and you're moving forward. And I think that's great. I never had a problem with Brittany. But again, it's a question. Yeah, there was subs, and I'm sure there is subs that maybe had a personal thing against Brittany. And hello, Brittany, I seen you earlier, but I didn't get to say hello. That's maybe what she meant. Where does that leave them? Where does that leave the subs?
Well, Coco, you sent me you there yesterday. You, Coco, you're very sensitive. You were very sensitive. I'm sorry I didn't see you in my chat yesterday after you emailed me telling me you weren't coming back to my chat. You do have to understand, as creators, we don't absolutely see everything. A lot was happening yesterday. There was panel guests. I wasn't looking at who's in the chat per se. It was a busy day. I have other things happening as well. Nobody's saying you have to go. I don't know why you're being so defensive. Actually, I'll get off panel. You can fucking say, because I'm this is like part of what gets tiresome too. Is this whole like this is why I just keep my mouth shut, because it's unbelievable.
I think you're wanting to move forward with your channel, Jess. You're wanting to finish with the back and forth.
And people can't stand that. They want to grass at you to keep you in the pits of hell. That's what they want to do. They want to keep you down and miserable with them. That is all it comes down to. They can't see this. They can't stand to see anybody succeeding. They can't see who gets mad at other people's personal growth.
Well, you shouldn't. I'm delighted for anybody getting, you're doing well. And I have to say, I don't know if you heard it. The last couple of months, I like the Jess and your channel, since you've kind of come on into your own and you've separated from certain creators. I think you're doing great.
Yeah.
You're certainly not as angry anymore. I hope you don't
I'm
mind
not.
saying that. But
And honestly, that's because I had to take days off, and you have to self-reflect, and you have to realize you can't just keep taking the, oh, well, so-and-so says something so nasty, so I got equally nasty. We're adults. We are
yeah, we are.
adults. We are setting examples, right? So as for me, I have children of my own. So yeah, there comes a point where you have to is it worth all the anger, all the upset? Is it worth any of it at the end of the
No.
day? For me, it
Mm-mm.
wasn't. So I wanted out of it. If that means I'm simping, or if that means, oh, I have a secret alliance, then think what you want. I'm much happier doing my own thing, and being able to have fun on my lives, and, talk true crime, or do whatever other than screaming in anger all day. I don't want to
Yeah.
be, even in this situation right now. I'm so fucking annoyed right now. And it's like, for what? For these miserable hags who live for this? They need it as content. I don't. And I'm sorry that these people do, because it's unhealthy. Mentally and physically, it is unhealthy.
I actually don't know how you've went through everything that you've been through and that you're still here. I never really had much back and forth with anyone on here apart from Dorothy. That was enough for me. Honestly, I think your channel is moving in the right way, the way that you want it to go. You have the people that support you in your chat, and you can speak up, and you should be able to speak up without being attacked.
Right. It absolutely should have been okay. And any, again, maybe it's a bad mental place for the person right now, but any adult should be able to handle that type of criticism without going as low as they did. And for people to say, is getting in between creators fights? No, it's a matter of goddamn morals. Fucking have a backbone. Stop with the bullshit about, oh, it's creators beefs, don't get involved. It's not creators beefs. It's you as a person. Where are your morals? Don't you dare sit in a chat room and call out Natasha Cooper and call out Dorothy and call out people that have personally done something to you as file if you won't call out the person because they're hate botting with the same person you hate. And it's hypocritical. It's disgusting. We're all adults, and you should know where our boundaries cross. Wishing for another female's vagina to rip from the C word to their is so vile. Take that voice clip and play it to anybody you know in your real life who's not involved in this YouTube stuff, and stop normalizing this. We normalize it because it's YouTube. Have somebody who's not in this YouTube crap listen to it and see what their face looks like. It's not normal behavior. Stop normalizing it.
Oh, geez, I wouldn't even dare. I wouldn't even let anyone listen to even a quarter of what's on here. I mean, because it's bad. It is bad.
It's horrible.
And we are better than that.
There's people disagreeing with me. Yeah, there's people saying, well, Natasha said worse. Natasha's
not. Yeah, she may have, but this is not what such. This is Natasha. Has she attacked people's children? She probably has. I don't know. I don't care, because to go that low on someone, forget that she's her daughter, but somebody that's pregnant, going to go in and have a labour, and to wish that on anyone, nah, that's too much. I think we all know that. As a woman, we should all know that. And we don't even have to be a mother to know that it's not right. And I know people are in a situation where they like voices, and that's okay. No one is saying that you shouldn't like voices. But what's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. Well, that's true. Yeah, Ladybug, I get that too. We've all been there. Well, yeah, that's true as well, that girl. Yeah.
that's the other thing, what that girl just said, because that's exactly right. And then not only did this person double down, okay, yeah, maybe out of embarrassment, I can get that, but then proceeded to not only lie, is continuing to lie, but is now going to team up with somebody who literally wished death on me. And this is all because I said I disagree with the statement you made. This is like, I mean, listen, I don't know, each their own, I guess, for me. And you know what? I've learned this a long time ago, so I don't even know why it's upsetting me now, but I can't push my boundaries or my morals on other people. That this is all like part of it's something I have to, again, log off and think about myself, because I'm just shocked to see how some of it's just like, you know, I don't know.
I just think that people on here just do. They
That's
just go
okay,
with
good.
the flow.
I talked to Perplex, and I talked to a few people that got more than plenty on Voices. So she wants to go that route and try to, team up and do all this gross stuff. She can do that. It's Voices.
I thought, right, this is Charlie. I thought what was said, if NC's daughter knew about it, it could send her into early labour. It happened to my sister. Well, I hope nobody does tell that girl. Oh my God, I hope they don't. And I don't think her mother will. I hope not. I really hope not. And I wish her nothing but the best. And I hope she has, a fantastic labour, and that Natasha has a beautiful little grandbaby. Forget about the YouTube shit.
Yeah.
We can do that. And I don't hate anybody enough to feel that in me. And to go to liking. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, fair, nice. She literally said in this chat, liking, what's your email? Yeah, of course she has. It's fucking Voices. This is what these people do. It's just so, this is exactly why I just.
But you see, this is
Again,
it. This gets me about the hate bonding. This hate bonding, I see it all the time. And it really just grinds my gears. They don't like each other. None of them like each other. It's very obvious they don't like each other. And yet you see them all in each other's chats, up on panels, and you're like, what the fuck? What the actual fuck?
Yep.
Is it just a game? Is this what it is?
It is. It's content for them. They, the fake outrage, the fake morals, the fake ethics of decency. It is all fake, all of it. And I've learned that a long time, like a few months back. This is why I stopped with it. There is no progress to be made when the same sides displaying the same behavior. That went for me as well. It doesn't matter what we say and do. Some people will never change. And it's just a never ending pit. I mean, it's, it's unfortunate, but it's the truth. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I think the thing is, this community isn't really that big, Jess, right? So it's just going to be recycled. It's going to be the same shit each and every time. Every month there's going to be something else. Like this week we've seen Brittany been targeted about the Keeley Rodney case.
That's because she's doing good. Jealous people who can't succeed will always try to bring down somebody who is. That's all it is. When miserable people see people happy, they'll try to bring it back. Voices tried insinuating that she's supposedly, which I love, Voices. I can't wait to see your receipts. I hope they don't look as doctored as Tammy's did, sweetheart, because she sent them around to a lot of people. But go ahead and try to show any sort of proof that I sent you Lycan's picture. I dare you to. I dare you to, because I just screen recorded our entire chat. I absolutely never did, never would, because I never fucking trusted you since you turned on Mandy. Never. So don't you dare try to insinuate I sent you that photo. Oh, you shit. Likely got it off Sabrina, who got it off Tammy. Miss me with the bullshit, or you made a fake one with Kim and Crafton like Tammy did. That's it.
Shit.
I have our entire conversation. I'm uploading as a video right now. You can all read it, see it for yourselves. Never send her that photo. You're a sick liar. You've always been a liar, which is why one of her defenses is to get up on her panel and say, oh, but nobody will listen to me because I'm just vile Voices, lying Voices. Why do you have such a title of being a liar? Because you are. You've done it in every community. They insinuate I'm a felon. So we're making fake vaccine cards, isn't it? I mean, it's just the fucking hypocrisy.
Shit. Well, you can either respond to it or ignore it. Because if you respond, you know it's going to be back and forth again with them. And do you want
Exactly. I
that?
won't respond to any of it. Call the cops. If I committed revenge porn, call the fucking cops.
Yeah, I
Take me
agree.
to court. Take me to trial.
Yeah.
Do it. You were all here when Voices tried saying to me on a panel to send her the photo, and I said absolutely not. And no, the only reason Sabrina has is because Tammy sent it to her. Is what I'm saying. So I can see Sabrina's possibly sending it to Voices to say, look what Tammy sent me or what. I don't know. I'm just saying if she has the photo, it's either fake because of Kim and Crampton like they did with Tammy, or she got it from Tammy. That's all. I want to see where it comes from. My name, time, date, all of it. Put it all
Well,
out.
I can honestly be truthful here and say I saw no pin, and nobody even sent me a pin. So there's that.
No, the only person who had that penis picture was Kim, and it was complete accidental send. She says much herself, which is why she even said she didn't. Somebody sends you a fucking fungi dick pic and you don't respond. Why is that, Kim? Because it was accidental and we were on the phone. If somebody randomly sent me, at the very least, I'm going to put an emoji like mind blown or wow or what. That's why she didn't respond, because we were on the phone and she knows it was accidental send. I was trying to send her the messages for Megan VR about the messages that Lindsay got about my daughter. She knows it. She waited 4 months for it. 4 months later. Because she knew it was accidental. And just like Voices, and you people that act like, all right, so here's the other thing. Let's say I send it to Kim. Let's say I send it to Tammy. Let's say I send it to Voices. You all wait till a personal falling out to speak up on what's right and what's wrong? Voices, you just said it's a felony. So you waited this long to hold a felony in your pocket? Aren't you just as guilty then? It's just so stupid.
No one is going to the police with this. If I ever hear police, lawyers, solicitors, I'll scream. Because they're not going to go anywhere with it, Jess. They're not.
Right.
They're not. Let's be honest here. They're not. It's not going anywhere. But they like to think, oh, I'm going to scare her by saying this. No, they're not.
No. Call the cops. I agree with that, girl. If your morals are selective, that's on you. It doesn't mean those who apply them across the border are jealous. I agree with that. I agree. The only thing I see jealous is when people are suddenly coming out of woodworks to call other people out for the same things they're doing, right? How dare you tag Keeley Rodney in a photo and go live for hours as I'm on a panel with Keeley tagged in the video live for hours? It's seriously, it's hypocrisy. It's just, and it is across the board, no doubt.
I mean, I did actually get revenge porn sent to me on my messenger. And it was the poor woman, right? This happened about 6 months ago. She was with a fella. They broke up. He went in, got her contacts, and he sent them to about 100 people. She went directly to the police. And it was all handled from there, right? It certainly wasn't all played out on YouTube. Because you can't.
My sentiments. If you think that I literally did something of this sort, then let the police handle it. Prove it in the real court of law, not YouTube.
And that picture, I don't know what pictures it is, has been sent around to so many people that where did it originally come from? This is the problem. No one knows. Not one person knows because it's been around the internet. So don't even think that there's going to be anything like police, law, solicitors. It's not going to happen. Look, Lecken would have done it before now. But what they're going to do is just play it out and play it out for content. Because it makes good content over there.
It makes good content. It makes fake outrage. It makes it demonizes somebody they want to demonize. It's cute how they do it though. Because just the other day, Voices was actually helping me when it came to Lufa, and then today she's acting just like her. It's truly amazing how people, I don't know. I've had people say to me, what you said here was wrong, what you said there was wrong, and you take it on the chin. You don't turn around and start a hate brigade over it. It just, who's next? That's all. Who's next? Should we all be afraid now to speak up because we're going to be attacked?
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. Because if you do speak up, you will be attacked. Of course you will.
Yep.
But sometimes you have to speak up. You have to say what you think and what your opinion is.
And just to clarify, I absolutely 100% have always and will always disagree with creators calling out subscribers. Absolutely disagree with it. And
I'm going to argue there with
problematic. You. I know what you're about to say, Jor. What I mean, and that is, as far as going in another chats, I was sent screenshots of who. Yeah, like I was sent screenshots of who was participating in Voices chat last night. I'm not going to call these people out. If they're okay with her behavior, they're okay with it. Who am I to say like, I mean, I'll side eye you, but I'm not going to call you out for it. But and in certain situations, when some of you are overly involved and get called out, and then wonder why you get called out, it's like, well, you're in every creator's emails. You're going across the board with different opinions. You're not like, people see that. We see that. So when you're in one chat that's bashing somebody, and then you come back to that person's chat trying to love bomb them, they at that point have a right to call you out for it.
Well, yeah, they do actually. If I saw someone in someone's chat that was dragging me, and they came over to me, acting as if nothing was amiss, yeah, I would call them out. I'm sorry. I would.
Yeah.
I would. I'd say, you were in the chat.
I don't think it's fair to just call somebody out for being in a chat of somebody you don't like. I don't think
that's different. But if you're getting dragged, hell yeah, I'm going to call you out. Because if you run your mouth all over YouTube, I'm going to call you out as well. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. I can try, JD, but I'm pretty aggravated. A little hard to.
Oh, hold on. I have a Gaelic pitch beside me. 1 minute, I close the window. Apologies.
I agree, Nightmare. It's too much. You know what? It's not just says too much. It's that it's gotten to be too much. It's gotten to be to the point where there's death threats being made. There's wishes of harm being made. There's vile comments being made. And it's just not productive. And it's not, for me personally, it's not worth it to me. I'm a much better person in my real life when I'm happy. And I do recognize some creators don't have a real life, right? So they don't have to worry about that, but I do. And I choose to be happy. I don't want to do this anymore, just don't.
And I get that. And since I've been back to work and I'm not on YouTube as much, I feel so much better. I'm not even clipping. I can't even be bloody bothered, to tell you the truth, Jess. I can't be bothered listening to the same old shite. Because it's the same old shite.
And it gets worse and worse each day. And you know what? It gets worse and worse each day, because when the first jaw-dropping thing happens, there's no accountability. There's no consequence. So then it continues to the point where you're literally wishing death on somebody. And that's
yeah.
I'm Jesus Lordy. I don't get it. I don't get it.
No, I mean that there.
What do you mean, Remy? I don't know. I mean, one thing that nobody can ever say about me is that I called out a subscriber for being somewhere. Nope. Now I did today in Bar's chat, because I got a little fed up with the naivety, like the pretending to be unaware. That's aggravating to me. When I come in a chat, when I'm watching, and I see you making very bold, knowingly comments, and when I come in the chat room and then you start acting like you're unaware of the situation, I called that out today. Like, what do you mean you're unaware? You were there. Like, you're not unaware. You were there.
If you ever feel that way, that's why I have been caught out many times going into a chat and just saying, hi. And then the chat, it turns nasty. And I'm like, what the fuck? I want out of here. So I just sit and I wait and see what the hell this chat's about before I even say hello. Because it can be, don't want no part of that.
And it is a game of how low you can go. And
Mhm.
unfortunately, we can all go low, especially if you get wrapped up in that momentum and that mentality and that anger. And yeah, yeah. And that's why you get to a point where it's like, do you care to even go low? Do you care to do this anymore? But I also think I'm fortunate that I have a wonderful, very wonderful community
Yeah, you
that is,
have.
and they're with me if I'm doing crafts. They're with me if I have my moments of anger and drama, and they're with me if we're just bullshitting on a Saturday morning. And that's a beautiful thing that not many people get. So I understand that there is a need for some people to be vile to get attention, and it's pitiful. It's sad.
I think you have to ask yourself, you do have to ask yourself, what do you want out of your own channel? And if it's going to be filled with hate, you've got to just step back, take a
Yeah.
break, and reflect and come back.
Well, and there's
Because
no growth in that, and I mean that morally, mentally, and even number wise, subscriber count wise. There's no growing, and that's why some of these people have had channels for 6, 7 years and are just now seeing a little bit of numbers, but nothing of value. And when you stop talking about that person they came to listen about, they're
where is Tammy Clips now?
what?
Where is Tammy Clips now?
Does she know? Oh, it looks bright. I'm sorry, I don't know what you're saying. I'm gonna hop in
Uh,
the chat too. I will
all right, my love.
chat. Thank you for allowing me up, and I'm
Oh, no, you're
sorry.
welcome, Jess. More than welcome. And I'm sorry. Again, I'm sorry this happened to you. I really am.
Yeah.
But I know
Well,
that you will move forward and just don't respond to any shit that's coming your way.
that's all I can do. And Coco, if you're still listening, I'm sorry that you felt insulted by what I said. I was not being any type of way towards you, and hopefully we can talk it out privately. But I'll be back in the
Okay.
chat. Thank you.
All right, love. Brittany, I'm actually glad you're here because I was going to bring something up. It's not actually, well, no, it's not really about you, but you were, I felt, targeted this week. There had been a few clips had come out, and it was how many lives that you were doing on the Keeley, I hope I'm saying her name right, the Keeley Rodney case. And so I went over to your chat, and I'm glad I did, because as you know, I come from the Watts community. But when I say I come from the Watts community, I was not one that belonged to those channels that had conspiracies and mad theories. No, I spoke up against that. And JD's in here, Sagacious. That's how we all met. Meg, there's lots more. Diamond Eyes, loads of us, right? And I went over, and I'm glad I did, as I say, because I did ask a few questions. At the minute, no one knows. There's been no autopsy results have come in. So yeah, people are going to discuss it. They're going to talk about it. That's what we do on YouTube. We discussed everything about the Chris Watts case until it came out that he confessed. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I did ask you that once the autopsy results came out, and if it was accidental, well, obviously would there be lives, 2 or 3 lives a day? And you said no, you would accept that. Well, that's good enough for me. But what I don't like is Brittany been called out. Just Brittany. That's not right. That's very personal to me. And it's not right. She's not doing anything different than any other YouTuber that's invested in this case. Yeah, I get that, Brittany. And to me, we're on YouTube. We're in the crime chat, That's what we love talking about. We've all come from that community. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it in panels. At the minute, there's no cause of death. So yeah, there is going to be a lot of questions. And I actually don't have a problem with that. That's my opinion, only my own opinion. Other people can think what they want. But what I saw this week, I didn't like. Clips made about Brittany, calling her out. Didn't call anybody else out. And I actually made a clip about that. And if you want, I can play it. You can say if you want me to play it or not. But I didn't think it was very fair. You know, we all talk about true crime, but there's always a line that we don't go over. At the minute, I think, Without Borders, would there be any chance that you could Google en bloc the lovely Jess? And I think she's got it hard this week, and that's not right. I get that, rot the crock, but what we don't want another Watts shit show. That there's people to this day still doing live panels discussing this. Yeah, and I know you do, Brittany. I know you're always respectful. I've never thought that, and I'm glad I went over and asked because I wanted to find out. I didn't really follow that much of it. I didn't know there was no autopsy results in. So yeah, we are going to be talking about it. Of course we are. With other hundreds of channels. And she's done brilliant. She's up to 4,500. And if it comes out in November, that it's accidental, okay. Now, if after that, people are still going at this one, that one, the other one, yeah, I won't like that, because we're going to go into the Watts, we're going to go into the Christian and a Dracchio, and that's not right. And let's look back to the Summer Wells case. Some of the people calling her out were actually into that knee deep. So hit me with that one. She does, Brittany, and I hope that law enforcement will do that for her. I really do. I hope they do the full investigation. But if the autopsy results come back and it's ruled accidental and her family accept that, and they're happy with that, not that they could be happy, but they're happy that a full investigation was done, then that should be it. That's my opinion. That should be it. And we should respect her mother and father and her family and not keep battering at it. Sophie Long was another played out case. Summer Wells. People made their channels off the back of Shanann and her daughters, of Summer Wells, of Sophie Long. So we're not even that far in at the moment. We haven't even got the autopsy back. Just with the quick look that I've had, hey Ella, hey Janae Ann, lovely name. And yeah, the John Benet, yeah. What I have looked at and the things I've pulled up, yeah, there's definitely questions. There's definitely. If I was into that, I would be asking the same questions. So done with it. Granny unblocked me, but I still can't see her. I don't know. I have that many on Google Block. It's brilliant. I love it. They can't see you. You can't see them. But there's a problem with that, as we found out tonight. If they come into your chat, you can't bloody see them. Right, Enchanted. If Chris Watts could have a YouTube channel, and with his horrendous actions, how many of you would join his channel to see what he was saying? Just curious how sincere your sensitivities are. Good question, Enchanted. I certainly wouldn't have joined it. He's a murderer. He killed his wife and his children. Now, we can argue and discuss, like a lot of people are still to this day, what fucking jeans he was wearing, what boots, what does it matter? Really? What does it matter? It doesn't. He killed them all. Now, I used to be very black and white, and it was like, it was this way or that way. I get people have questions. But, well, Granny, you're honest. You probably would, yeah. And ask him. As I say, I used to be very black and white. And that too, Brittany. You don't make money doing true crime unless you hit the big one. And you do Patreon, where you try to entice them into Patreon, like somebody else we know. You know who I'm talking about, JD? You know, I don't think she's doing anything wrong. Now, in a couple of months, if it's still going back and forth, and if her parents are happy, that's different. Because we know what the rechecks have went through. People are still doing hours, maybe 8 hours, discussing this. What is there to discuss? Oh my God, Fiddle DD, I was going to say, I've him Google blocked. How do you feel about it, that girl? Because I know you're into the true crime. And you're very straight and honest. Do I? Yeah, that's something, yeah. I did hear something that I wasn't... Oh, that's a good one. Calling out the friends, they're minors. I think maybe we should leave that. Oh, Melissa Jade. Unsolved case or solved, find what truly happened. What case would you all pick? Right, I'll be interested to see this. Yeah, that's mine. Somebody's just said it. The West Memphis 3. Replay, definitely. I went in deep there. The West Memphis for me. And for God's sake, nobody say Watts. I agree with that, Bones. Memphis 3, definitely. I have my own theory. Who done it? And it certainly wasn't them 3 boys. Yeah, Andrea, yeah, I'm with you there. I don't think people should be talking about them. They're only young, 16. Just imagine us back when we were 16 or 17. Oh. And there was Facebook and YouTube. I shudder. I actually shudder. Because we've all done stupid things, each and every one of us. It was actually craftastic, the three wee boys. Yep. It is, Granny. Speculation is. But when does it become too much? Did we really need to go into great detail all about Shanann? I know I keep going back to Shanann because I'm so involved in that. I'm passionate about it. Do we have to talk about what pants she wore, what shoes she wore, talk about it on lives, discuss every single thing? I don't think so. But at the minute, Janae, Anne, I've listened to Maura Murray, that podcast. Oh my, see if I can think back when I was 17. I know I shouldn't say this, but I will. Down at the beach, drinking her little alcohol, having her smokes. Nothing that bad, but I still wouldn't want it broadcast on social media. Thank God there wasn't. Yep, I agree. Replay, I agree. Right, I have to be honest, I'm struggling with someone putting out this death certificate of Keeley, if it's legit. Have they put out a death certificate? Surely they can't do a death certificate until the results are all in. Oh, the Yuba County yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, there's so many, but I'm going to go with the Memphis 3. Tylenol murders, yep. Mm-hmm. That's another one. I've always liked that girl. She's straight as a die. She'll just say how it is. But still been respectful. Like, I mean, and think back even to the original AOL dial-up. Now we're going back into the early 90s. The shenanigans that went on there. And you still, to this day, and I know a couple of them, the trolls that were on the old AOL are on now YouTube. Tired a bit and battered and bruised a bit, but they're still here. Hey, Angela. Oh. Right. So a channel posted it. So it didn't actually come from her family. It didn't come from law enforcement. And if it's real, it tells us nothing. Yeah, I would say the day they found them would be the day that she would be, that would be the day of her death. Yeah. They would have to do that, don't they? I'm trying to think anything else I wanted to talk about. That was really the few things I just wanted to talk about voices and wanted to say something about Britney. I know this is only the start of it. We're not going to be naive. I'm going to drop the link if anybody wants to come up and have a chat with me instead of me sitting up here on my own. Country Joe has got waylaid with the lovely G. Oh, Brittany. I've always supported you, Brittany. Always did. And I never get involved in people's personal arguments either. I learnt that the hard way as well. Hey Mo, how are you? Did you get it sorted out without borders? No, she's not Robin, actually. She's sometime with G. If you hear a lot of banging and thumping in the background, it's the hubby and one of the sons. Boxing's on. So there's a good chance there's going to be a lot of shouting. Oh, that girl. Well, another night, definitely. I always like somebody coming up and having a chat, but I get it. Not everybody likes to come up and have a chat. Believe it or not, it's only been about a year ago since I went live on a panel. And I haven't stopped running my cup since then. Well, I'm glad that Granny and Brittany have moved forward. Look, it's a small enough community without people fighting. Come on. Is that my replay? I hope it is.
It
Hello?
is.
It's me. I thought I was going to get a big pain in the face.
No, I'm just full of. I'm not very well as well, so just bear with me. You all right?
I am. I was hoping you would come up, girl. I said if I drop the link, she might come up. So how are you?
Well, I've been poorly. I'm just getting over it last on it now, and I've been working on some things for my new channel. So,
and you've got a new channel?
Yeah, I'm doing my own. I'm doing my own.
Maybe not a bad thing.
Well, seeing as they're all we are American crowds at stupid o'clock in the morning, I thought I'd introduce them to England's criminal gangs in cases.
But you know something, I actually think that's a good idea.
And what a lot of people don't know about me, apart from a select few, that I have 3 very successful Facebook groups and on Facebook, and one's Gangland, British Gangland, the other one's the Essex Boys, Range Rover Murders, and then the other one's Global Crime. So that's a new one. So, yeah,
I did not know that.
No, and not no. There's only a couple of people know. Because I didn't want to interfere with it on YouTube. So I've obviously got documents for. Can you remember the Essex Boys case?
Remind me, but if you say it, I probably will.
Right, Rettendon, 1995. The gangland hit in the Range Rover in the Farmers Field.
Yes, I do. I do. The Range Rover.
Ring a bell?
It does now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right, obviously, 1995 was part scene, as you know, long time ago. Now I've got close. I do have a personal connection to this as well, so I do know these people who died. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I've.
So that's what your channel should be about.
I am doing. That's what my first.
Yeah.
That's what my first case is going to be about. What's it? So I'm gonna. But it's a massive case, and I mean it's been going on 25 year old this year. So 26 years on the 6th of December this year. So, and obviously in England the police corruption is absolutely rife. It's crazy. So that's when the first Supergrass come out. And these two people were sent down for these murders. They've done 26 years, these lads. One's just been released on parole. The other one, I mean, he's 70-something year old now. Do you know what I mean? So it was set up, completely set up. They didn't do it. I know who did it, but obviously I can't tell you. But because they're they're still about, if you know what I mean. So, but yeah, I'm gonna introduce everybody to this world of mine.
Well, I actually think if you're passionate about it, and you are, and you've got Facebook groups about it, that's what your channel should be based on.
Yeah, I've got three. One about just about the Essex Boys, and that has got a big following. I'm not going to say how many,
No.
but it's pretty big. The Gangland one, I mean, that's just under 4K, and then my new one, the global one, I've only just started that one, but I mean that's just under 300 at minute. But I don't go on that really, not at the moment. So,
well, I mean, I think my first, I was all into the craze, read everything up about them that I could.
Yeah. Well, that's the next one I'm going to be covering because luckily, my best friend Amanda, she's from Scotland. She lives in Ayrshire, near Mrs. CJ. Sorry. Anyway, but she works for another YouTube channel. It's called Liquid Bullet Productions, and they go around the whole. I don't know if you've heard of them, but they go around the whole of England. They interview gangsters, ex-gangsters, ex-criminals. People are active. Some are just come out of prison, or fighters, cage fighters, or gangs what have been known and like have chilled out a bit. So next month is obviously a birthday on the 22nd, and Wit Craze. Do you remember when they killed Jack the Art McVitie in the Black Beggar? Well, do you know Dave Courtney?
Oh yeah, I've read. Look, when I say I've been, and we're talking about back when I first really got into them was the 1990s, when it was all that gangster. It started to come out, and everybody was really into it. And I read everything that I could, watched everything I could. So I don't even know why I was so enthralled with them.
Well, Dave Courtney obviously did security, didn't he, for the Craze when he died, and well, it's his birthday party, so I've been invited to his birthday party.
Have you?
Yeah, so I'm gonna film it while I'm there, so and try and get him on camera, and try and get him to come on.
Oh wow! See, you're a dark horse girl.
There's a lot of things you lots don't know.
Yeah,
I'm an angel, and that's all I'm gonna say. I behave myself.
And did you ever live in London or anything? Were you down?
No, I'm not a London girl, but it's only 2 hours away from me if I needed to go. I'm smack bang in the middle of the country, so I can go anywhere if I need to. Yeah. That's I
So
mean,
I
that's
take
what.
it
Sorry.
your kind of other half would be, would that be the type of man that you would go for? Dare
No,
I
because he's a
ask?
dickhead. I'm single now. He's gone. He's gone. No, no, that was more my kind of way a long time ago. But I'm a good girl now. I ain't done note like that for a long time. So about 15 years now. So nearly. Yeah.
You're on your own 15 year. You're not that old,
Well,
girl.
I am. I'm an old woman. No,
Oh,
I'm not really.
you're not
I said
really.
21.
You're
21.
21. Well, I'm 51 and I'm very happy being 51.
No,
I'm
that's
quite
it.
happy being that.
I'm 47, so
Oh, you're only a
I'm
babe.
21.
I don't feel
Yeah.
51 though. I don't. And I don't act it
I
either.
feel,
And I
today,
don't
I feel
dress
like
like
I'm 90 when I woke up. About it. I've had COVID, so I'm just getting over it last bit. So,
Well, I had
and then
COVID and it took me a long time and I'm still not really over it. I'm definitely not.
I've had all injections. I've had 2 injections, and then I've had the booster.
So have I.
I've had all that, but I've got a crap immune system. I mean, I'm in and out of hospital. I've been really poorly, so I'm just catching everything at the minute. But then our Alicia come in from school. She's only 9, and then she's got it as well. So, but luckily, she just got the mild version. She only had a cough and a cold, sniffles. So I'm just glad she's been all right, really. But me, I've been dying. I've
No, well,
been dying.
I thought I had a mildish foot. Well, it wasn't really that mild. I felt shit. And even through it, I had to come on and fire up a live. Believe it or not, me with the COVID, because of shit Dorothy was talking about me, had to come back and defend myself. I got into a rage replay and hit that
Yeah.
live button, which isn't a good thing, but I did.
I
And
need
Andrew,
to, yeah. But when I start it, I mean, I'm going to take my time because I've got to split it into 4 parts because it's a big case. So
yeah.
I mean,
Oh, I'll
I
definitely
had
be
to,
there.
I know, I had to apply to. I was telling one of my friends earlier on, who's in your chat now. She knows everything. I had to apply to Crown Prosecution, for statements, police statements, and everything.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I've got them all, but I had to make sure my record was spent before they give them me. It took me 6 months to get them, though. But I got them.
Did it?
Yeah. But it's
Oh, no,
only
I'll
because I've
definitely be in it.
yeah.
I like all that.
No, I'm only allowed to look up the cases what have just been done. I'm not allowed, I can't just look up anybody.
No, God, no, you cannot. Because over here, I mean, I have to say that's what I like about you in Northern Ireland, is that we can't just do background checks on people.
No. You don't
And
need that anyway. I've only got to make a phone call. Just tell somebody roughly where I think someone lives, and not take long. Don't take long anyway.
But I think no. Well, I think
that.
well, I'll not let tell you then where I live. But no, I think
I've got friends in Ireland, Jora. A lot of friends up there.
no, Coco. Honestly, there was no disrespect, and Jess said to shoot her an email, or she's going to shoot you an email. Absolutely not. You've always come in here, and no, I get it. I think, look, this week things have been a bit frayed, replayed, to say the least. They really have.
I haven't really been here, Jura. I've only been on for the last day and a half. I heard what went off yesterday. Obviously, I was in chat, but before that, I've not been on because I've been ill. But
yeah,
see, people are going to look at me side-eyed now because I'm a member of Voices. I do like Voices, but what was said yesterday was totally out of line and it was wrong.
Yeah,
and I don't agree with that. So I went in. I saw, obviously, I fell asleep, and then I saw she was live, and it was like the last bit of the live. So obviously, I scrolled back through from beginning. Then I noticed the people who was then joining. And do you know what I mean? I can't go in that chat no more. Nothing against Voices. Yeah, I think she's wrong, and she owes just an apology, and she does. And Auntie J, it was wrong what she did. Just own it, put your hand up, right, move along. And then people like her or not, it's their choice. But it just went from 0 to 100
Oh,
in a
Jesus, it
second.
did. It did. It did.
There was no need for it. There wasn't no need. So, and it's not like there was like digging her out. Do you know? But there wasn't. Everything was all nice and cool. Oh, I couldn't believe it. So yeah, but yeah,
No,
I
I mean,
mean,
I was
nobody can
shocked.
do.
I'm not going to lie. I was shocked
I
at
wasn't expecting it. Yeah,
Voice's response.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It went from 0 to 100 in a split second. That's what I
A
mean.
split second.
Yeah.
And I like Voices. I do like her. But
That's what I mean.
I am going to call out.
That was wrong. I
Yeah.
admit it. Of course it was, because that's an insult to every single woman in
Oh, my
that
God.
channel, in the chat. I mean, I'm an ex-criminal, and I am, but I put that life behind me 15 years ago. I'm an ex-drug addict, but I'm 15 year clean. Do you know what I mean? I'm a single parent, so everything she said towards Jess, well, that was aimed at me then, and everybody else in chat who's in that situation. Do you know what I mean?
And
So
that's actually true. That is true. Because for that to come out of your mouth, you must be thinking that. And that was wrong.
exactly. You don't think of that? I would never ever. I mean, I don't like Natasha Cooper, right? Yeah, not because I think she's a vile piece of shit. I've never followed her. I don't intend to follow her. I think she's disgusting, and she will milk this and just use this as a grift. Well, that's her choice, right? Yeah, they believe, and we all know her days are numbered. She's gone soon anyway. But to use that against the daughter, I mean, it's her first pregnancy.
Oh, my
A first
God.
baby. God, I mean, so exciting. Do you know what I mean? Yes, her mum's a piece of shit, but that's not the girl's fault. Do you know what I mean? And that was wrong. That was wrong to wish that on an unborn child, and a woman who's obviously
Oh,
had difficulties getting pregnant, has got pregnant. Do you know what I mean? She's excited, isn't she? So what if you want to buy her off a wish list? So what? Good for her. Good for her.
see, look, I don't like what Natasha does. I just don't like it.
No,
I don't like the way
yeah.
she goes about and the money grabbing on here. I just cannot abide it, right? I had 2 grandchildren myself last year, and I wouldn't have dreamt of putting a wish list up for them. I wouldn't have done it because I would not bring my grandchildren or my children onto this shitty, dirty platform. And that's what it is, right? But she did.
That's what I mean. That's what, yeah, I understand
She
that.
did.
But that's Natasha anyway. She's brought her family on here, everything about her past, you name it. And then she's still take some accountability. No, she put her hands up and said, look, I'm a fucking liar. Sorry, I'm a liar. This is what, stop blaming other people for taking your channels down. She did it herself. She still won't admit it.
No.
You know what I mean? So she's a grifter, and she is. And she's not entitled to one penny. You know what I mean? End of the day, I'd love to sit on a channel all day for $2,000 a day. Of course you would.
Of course you would. I mean, it's like if you start at every live, if I said every live, right, peeps, my target today is I've set up a PayPal pool for 1,000. I want 25% before the show's ended. People would have the right to say, fuck off, Ger. Catch a grip.
Exactly.
Right?
Every 2 seconds, I'm going to set a goal. Oh, thank you. We all know there's no douche canoe, right? It's
No, of
just a
course
grip.
not.
You know what I mean? And like, it's just all about the money. I mean, I remember stumbling across there over COVID. Like, you know, when lockdown happened, the only thing that come good out of that is that I ended up with 2 grandbabies too young. Do you know what I mean? So thanks, COVID. But anyway, but I won't swap them now.
Oh my gosh. No.
No.
And
But
you wouldn't want
that
them
guy,
brought into this shite either.
I've never brought my kid. I would never, no, but see, obviously I've said it now, but not a lot of people know that.
No, I
Like
didn't know
what
that.
I've just said about what I do. I've got 3 channels, which I have. Nobody knew that until I just said it, apart from a select few people what do know the real me. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to bring that on here because I don't want it going into my everyday life. I'll bring out what I need to bring out because obviously when I be coming onto my channel, I'm going to be mixing the both, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
So,
gotcha.
yeah, there's going to be people in there what probably, see, I'm a bit dubious. I'm very dubious, you know what I mean? Because they all know me. So,
You'll just have to warn them and say, don't be saying my name.
yeah, that's what I mean. Oh, don't worry, I'll already put that out before I even put it out. They'll know that anyway, so.
Or giving my address out to anybody.
Nobody
is
knows
that
me address.
Brittany?
Oh.
I hope that's Brittany.
Nobody come on. Hey, Brittany.
Hey, Brittany. Is that Brittany?
She's got a mic on.
Hello, Brittany.
Hello.
Just...
She's gone again.
Brittany, if that's you, can you say in chat that's you? Oh, that is Brittany. Hello, Brittany.
Hello. I'm sorry. I just told myself, I was like, every time on jurors panel, 4 times now I'm in my car. Every time.
You are.
So, yep. Hello. How are you guys?
I'm good, actually. I'm
It
good.
was the first time I've ever spoke to you, Brittany. All right, Doc.
I know. This is the first time I've heard your voice. How are you?
It's fun. I'm all bunged up because I'm poorly, so I don't know how to talk like this, sound like this. I'm all right.
Well,
She's got the C.
oh no.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to tell you thank you for the things you said. I appreciate it so much.
Oh, no, you're welcome. I was only saying the truth. It was the truth.
Yeah.
Because
So
I think...
Oh,
sorry, love. I think you have got... you've been targeted this week. There's no other way of saying it. You've been targeted.
So I try to, I don't know, I guess the way I'm looking at it, I can either respond, but then what? You know, it's just going to keep going.
Just ignore them. It's just jealousy. That's all it is. You keep on what you're doing. You're doing really good. Very good. Keep it up. Do you know what I mean? Just don't let them pull you back down to that level. You know, and you just carry on doing what you're doing, don't you? Be right.
To be honest with you, there's a lot of people that I least expect that have said some pretty wise things to me over the last couple of weeks. And I've tried my best to just kind of remember some of the things people told me, advice people have given. But all you got to do is just like you said you did, Juror, go over there and watch. I don't allow people to talk poorly about her family, her mama, or anything like that. I don't put anything out, and you know, factual that's been confirmed by law enforcement. And you know, I know there's a lot of people hurt, but one of the reasons I wanted to come up is because, you know, I think most of y'all know, but I don't know about people in the true crime community or these new people coming in, but I have a daughter that's 17 years old. So Kylie's case has resonated with me on many fronts. And I've cried for that girl. It bothers me. If I'm not studying her case, talking about it on the panel, I'm trying. It's all you. Every one of y'all, most of you anyway, know what I'm talking about because you were either into
I've got 2 daughters too, Brittany, and my oldest one, she'll be 21 in November, and I've got a 9-year-old. And then if that was my child, God forbid, and the police weren't looking into it because they didn't. They messed up from day one. I mean, it took an online YouTube group, awareness group, to come and find her. Do you know what I mean? And it's been messed up from day one. I think, personally, my opinion on it is it's foul play, but
Yeah.
you've got to wait, haven't you? There's something, it's just not adding up. Something's not right about it. But I want everybody screaming front rooftops if that were my child.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I've said this on my panel probably 5 or 6 times at this point. If law enforcement comes out and they say that she has water in her lungs,
Mhm.
ruled an accident, at that point, oh, thank you.
Very well.
Have a blessed day. I appreciate that. Somebody just took my trash from me. Go ahead. But if they say that, then yes, I have no choice. We're going to go on to something else because what can we do? Even if we don't believe that, at that point, there's nothing that we can get accomplished. And we're going to end up in that same exact spot where Watts went.
Exactly.
Last thing I want to do is turn Holly's case into that.
Because she deserves more than that. And what it ends up is it causes the family so much hurt. And it's, if law enforcement come out and say, look, this is what we believe has happened, this is what we're classifying this, if the family accept that, that is good enough. That should be good enough for everyone. But it won't be. Let's be quite honest here. It won't be.
Well, people are going to keep on running with it, aren't they? Even if
They are.
But that makes you the difference between you and other channels, because
Yeah.
you've respected so much as you have. Then look, enough's enough. It's been, the family's accepted it. This is what's happened, and this is what we have to do. We stand back, and it's done. Then the other ones are just in it for money. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It moves
Well-
along, and then yeah.
Well, because if you keep doing that, right, in order to keep the conversation going at that point, you're going to have to come up with something new eventually.
Yeah.
Because the same
Exactly.
conversation is not going to keep working. People are going to grow tired of that. So that's when your conspiracies come in. And that's when fake people come in and you make up new people. I mean, look at how many different ways we've seen the Watts, portrayed or different theories. And to me, that's when you have exploitation.
Yes.
That's my opinion.
Yep.
Covering this now, when I can take one interview of Sammy and show you where this girl lies 3 times and contradicts herself more times than I can even count.
Exactly. Yeah, she's a liar. She lies. She knows exactly what happened that night. And
Yeah.
there's a lot
I'm
of
not-
people know what happened. Yeah.
Never once have I ever said anyone is guilty either. Never.
No.
Once I get to it is I think somebody knows more, But even then, that's my theory.
This is what I don't understand, right? You've got 200 kids, well, around that figure, all partying, all out in a good time. And I know, all kids, my kids, right? They've got that phone stuck to their hand, taking photos, Snapchat, whatever. They're making videos, TikTok, and there's no. I just don't understand how come it's all gone silent, and there's not one video. Only odd ones have surfaced, but they're normally everywhere. I just don't get that. That's what I can't understand.
Yeah. And I'm not going to turn jurors' show
No.
into the case or whatever, but I just
No.
wanted to, and if you do disagree with me, I completely respect that and I understand, but I'm not doing this for ill intentions or with ill intentions or to hurt other people at all. And I mean, that's really all I can say. And I'm not going to just keep my sole focus on this either. I'm merging into another case on Monday, but I'm also not letting go of the Kylie case right now either. But I am one of like several hundred
Yep.
channels who are covering this.
Mhm.
I'm not the only one, you know?
But you're not the
So,
only one. And I think if you're going to call one person out, let's call everybody out. This isn't the first time, and it won't be the last time that something like this happens on here. We sat back and we watched an absolute shit show with the Sophie Long case, the Summer Wells case, Chris Watts, Gabby Petito. How many did we watch? Now, that's why I went into Britney's. I wanted to see it myself. But Nikki O'Shea, I get what you're saying. At the minute, this is what way it's going to be on YouTube. This is it. This is what crime channels do. This is what we all do. But at the minute, until there's an autopsy comes out, there is going to be discussions. If it's not going to be on Britney's channel, it's going to be on the other 300. Now, what she said is after it comes out, and if law enforcement say it's been an accident, this is it. That's it with her. That's good enough for me.
well, and I
But
want
you're
to
not
ask,
going to get anybody to stop talking about this case at this minute. We're not.
if I stop today, right? Okay, I just stopped. It's not me letting go of the Kylie Rodney case
Mhm.
is not going to change
No.
all of these other channels. You're still going to see it all the time. I'm a speck in a whole ocean of content.
No, JD, she's not the only one that's looking at these angles. As I say, I went over, but I also went over to other channels. There's hundreds. Some of them is bordering on crazy, right? I don't watch it, and that's okay.
Just
But
don't let them get you down, Brittany. I mean,
I think
you
you've
do
got to
what
ignore it.
and
I'm going to be honest,
exactly.
you've got to ignore this and write it out.
And then if they come out with this report or they finally say what happened, then move along to the next one, like you said, and and that's what makes you different from them other ones.
And
That makes
that are
you get more support and respect and more favoured, if you know what I mean, Brittany,
and the
because you
people that
chose to
are
move on.
calling her out, go over to
Yeah,
the
but obviously,
channels that are covering
you know,
Chris
what
Watts still.
happens really, obviously, Jura.
Oh, sorry,
If,
love. I think we're in a delay. But I was saying, like, the ones that do have an issue, go over to the channels that are still covering Chris Watts day in, day out, that sat on panels supporting a 35C that was never going to happen. Never. See, I get riled up over the Watts case. People are talking about this. This is fresh. It's just happened. I get it. But Brittany has said, if it comes back, that's it. Finished. But I would love whoever has an issue with this, go over to the channels that are covering Chris Watts, that is confessed to murdering his family, and are still talking about this every single day on what? Maybe 30 channels?
It's crazy, isn't it? I just don't understand that Watts thing. I mean, come on. They're still on about it now. I'm so glad it missed me and missed me with all that crap.
Oh,
I was part on it. But I'm just saying, he killed him. Look, end it there. I'm so sorry for the family. He did it. Plain and simple. He's admitted it. He's in jail. End of. Done. Over it. If you know what I mean. So it's done, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what can I mean, personally, I think she knew a little bit more than what she's made out to. I do think that. I don't think she was involved, but I think she knew about it, or she knew what he was going to do. But that's my own opinion.
I think that there's some, honestly, and this isn't for everybody who's saying they have an issue, because I believe genuinely, you know, a lot of people are touched by her mom's statements,
yeah.
and I get it. So, and I believe that, you know, it's genuine, but for some of these people, I could talk about saving children from Africa, and they're going to have a problem with it. and they're
Mhm.
going to make videos about it.
I agree.
Honestly.
I agree. You were called out for doing drama. You said you didn't want to do drama anymore. Then you went to crime. You've been called out. So you know what to do? Ignore them. Don't respond.
Yep.
That's all
That's what
it's
I
just
do.
jealousy. Just jealousy. Just ignore the hate. Ignore them. Rise
You've
above
got
it.
to do, otherwise you won't have a YouTube channel. You can't let it affect what you're doing on here, Brittany. Otherwise you might as well throw in the towel. You
Yeah, I know.
cannot let other people tell you what you can and can't do on your own channel. You can't. Mm-mm.
No, you're right.
If it
And
carries on, just turn chat off. Simple.
Mhm.
And let 'em listen. That's
yeah,
if it carries on. That's one of the ways to get around it. Do that. Then so what? Or just make it members only, and then just
Yep.
get your mods on. Just get your mods. Get ready. Time
One
to
is
sign there.
did they call Sav Girl out?
they did, and oh God, that broke my heart because that girl, anybody who knows an ounce of Zav, she doesn't get involved with drama. When that happened, I was like, come at me. At least I can say that I've been in the drama community. I've had plenty of battles. But that one, you'll be hard pressed to ever find Zav fighting with people. So that one kind of broke my heart a little to see her go through that. But it was me. It was me and Zav. I think I'm. I don't think I've seen very many other people say much. Or very many other people being called out. I mean,
But yet there's hundreds. I mean, you're not abusive. You're not saying about that girl. You're just discussing what you think happened that night, along with hundreds of others. Brittany, you can't win. Now, if
no.
it's in 6 months down the line and you're still talking about her, hell yeah, I'm going to be calling you out.
Yeah.
But I know that you wouldn't do that.
Mm-mm. I'm running out of stuff now. I don't know how I will go for 6 more months unless like something really big happened. There's only so much you can talk about with it.
Well, then go on to your next one on Monday, and then just keep popping. And when new information comes up or released, and unless they give out the proper what really happened by the police and it's done, then just keep popping back to it when you get updates. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
That's the
And
best way, really.
Nikki O'Shea, honestly, her live streams are very long. So if I'm honest with you, I catch as much as I can, but some of her live streams lately have been like 7 hours, and I can't watch all of that. So if that was said, I don't know. You have to. I don't even know what to say about that one. I try to stay away from the Zen May stuff.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
You see, I haven't even followed this case. But I used to be very black and white about things, but I also get, people do want to discuss these things. They do, of course they do. And it's going to be this way until something breaks. And that's it. That's the way it's going to be until law enforcement come out and say it's this or that, one way or the other. But I'm going to ask you something about the case.
Mm-hmm.
Something I did see, which I didn't know, was the wee girl found in the back of the car.
Yes, in the hatch. Yes, she was.
Wow.
What do you mean by that?
Wow.
I have studied 2014 PRV personally. Look, I'm so invested in this case. I tracked down a stranger at the service station that pulled in front of me. As soon as I saw what kind of car she had, I was like, oh my God. And I don't talk to people in public, but I went and found that lady in the store and was like, what model's your car? She thought I was a nut. I know she did. But I had her let me look at her hatch because I was like a 2014 and a 13 PRV can't be much different. And she lifted her hatch, juror. I'm 5'6". Kylie was 5'7". I can get on my knees in that hatch, and my head is touching the ceiling of that car, the roof of that car. So I have lots
Wow.
of questions on how she's in that hatch. The car was upside down. It would have, as soon as a car hits the water, because it's front heavy, it's immediately going to start. There's a word for it. I forget what it's called, but it's going to start tipping. So, and one window, the driver's side back window was rolled halfway down. The passenger side front window was completely either down or busted. We still can't figure that one out yet, but it was out.
Hey, Jimson. Right.
She
Yeah, you see.
would have had to swim past those two open windows, down into the water and over the back seat to get into that hatch, which makes no sense at all as to why or how she was in that hatch. And AWP even said the same thing. It's odd.
Yeah, I did watch their coverage, and I thought, right, yeah, there's definitely questions. But I do think targeting Brittany, it's not right. And it's the same people that do it all the time. She can't do you right for doing wrong. And it's not right. Leave her alone. If you don't want, to be in good terms, that's fine. But don't keep going at her and picking at her when they're doing maybe a lot worse, let's be honest.
Yeah, it's definitely a transition, but there's something you said. I just want to comment on it while I'm here. I hope I heard it right. You're going to cover Christian Androcchio?
No, I'm not. Are you
Oh,
joking?
Oh my God, I thought you said you were
No,
going
but I
to.
did mention his name. I did. The last person that brought him up got slapped with a £12 million lawsuit.
I know that case. I was invested.
Oh,
But I wanted to cover it so bad, and I said nope. Mm-mm. I'm
because
too
you
poor
don't.
to eat food.
That was $12 million, was it? Yeah, she lost her channel and everything over that. No, I
Yeah,
wouldn't touch that. Not with again, I have my opinions on what happened, very
yeah.
strong opinions, but I'm not going to voice them on here.
Well, are you going to dabble? Are you going to do a case or cover one?
I love true crime. I really, really do. That's where I, came from.
Mm-hmm.
But I've
I would
kind of
like
got
to done
waylaid.
the court case with you, Jura. You know the
Yeah.
Babel case. But
Oh, yeah,
now
yeah.
they've stopped the cameras, haven't they? So they can't film it. And
I
that
was
is wrong. I
reading.
think it's wrong. I think it's wrong. We
I
should
was
be able to
reading,
watch it.
like, not to be allowed, no cameras allowed in there. Did you know
Nope.
that, Brittany?
Yeah,
No.
come out. It's on Court TV. They announced it today. They've the judges awarded it where there's no camera crew, and so that's one
Oh
case,
no.
massive case in January. So we can't. So we're going to have to just listen to feedback, which is going to be not all true because it's not the same, is it?
No. No,
No,
it's
I
not.
mean, watch that Sins of a Mother. Oh my God, have you watched it on Netflix?
Yes, I did.
Cried my eyes out. I did. Not that her son. I mean, her son. I felt so bad for him because he's lost everybody.
Yeah.
That poor lad's all on his own, and he still can't get the right answer to his mother, even
No,
though she's guilty now. They deserve it. They deserve everything that's coming to him. What they did to them two kids. Well, what they did to everybody.
it's
You know what I
shocking.
mean?
And
I know.
when that was going on, I was invested, Brittany. When all that was going on, you're damn right. I was in chat rooms here, there, and everywhere. I couldn't get enough of it. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
And there was quite a lot of wild allegations made at that time. We all
Yeah.
watched it. We even followed East Idaho News. We couldn't get enough of it. The sister-in-law, the whole works. Because you do kind of get all into it and you want to know more.
Yeah.
And thankfully with this case, we know what happened really. With
Yeah.
the Kylie case, it's a bit different at the minute.
And it's like when
Hey,
Melissa coming back earlier on and said about what
right.
case should, like, Memphis Freak, got to be that one. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because there's a lot of, I mean, I'm still saying, and I'm telling you now, Terry Hobbs, guilty's out.
I agree.
It's him. And I do, honestly. And I've always said it from day one. You know, he's just, and they won't even release new evidence. They've got evidence. But they won't do it. They've got DNA on the shoelaces and they still won't do it.
That's right. I was going to say that.
And it's wrong. And you know that lad could have been sent to, well, it could have had his death sentence passed because he did get death row, didn't he? So, I mean, that lad could have been killed. None of them did it. He did it, I'm telling you. Terry Hobbs, main
Definitely,
one.
I agree. Well, it
100%.
had to be him.
Yeah.
It had to be him. And that was just a whole mess up there.
I know.
But again, that's law enforcement. Say no more.
Quiet little town, isn't it?
But no, I do, Brittany. I love true crime. But I don't know if not now anyway, I'm back to work. I just wouldn't, because it takes a lot of time. You know how much time it has taken you, and it takes out of your life to do this case.
It is it's a lot. It really is. And but if you do ever decide you want to cover one, make sure you let me know. I'll make sure I'm over here and I don't miss it, because I would love to hear you cover the case. I think you do a great job.
Probably my problem would be I'm a bit like you. Maybe I have to go in deep to everything and have to check it out myself. And Jen Lou's another great. Somebody's just mentioned her name. Jen Lou is brilliant. Is she covering the Kylie case?
You know what? I don't think so. I think
she's.
But she does make it a lot easier to listen to, because her personality. I told her that the other day. When she covers a case, no matter how morbid or gruesome it may be, I think that she's funny. She's comical, and she does it in a way where it's not disrespectful, but it's easier to listen to.
But I mean,
you know what? I tell you, there's one case, right? Yeah, I mean, I've been into crime and serial killers since I was a kid. Obsessed with them. I know I'm not a killer before anybody says anything. Right? There's only one case, what got me and broke me to tears, and that and that's just it. Right? You've heard of Channing Christian?
Oh, you're talking about the girl and boy.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Was that? Oh, you'll
Channing
know this.
Christian, Channing Christian and Christopher Newton.
You know what? I'm gonna have to look into that.
Oh, Brittany, you're bound to know it. Was it not in the South?
Yeah, it was. I tell you, I mean, I've been following it for years because obviously the main person, Boyd, he got death row. Then he appealed against it. Then he got life, and then he went back to death penalty. Yeah,
It's bad. It's bad.
It's bad. It's a bad one.
It's bad. It was young girl and boy.
Have you got Brittany? If you go on go on YouTube, look up Crime Vault and put Channing.
Because I hope this ain't the one you're talking about. Sometimes I'm bad with names. I'm not going to describe anything, but if this is the case I'm thinking about, you'll know what I'm talking about. Does it involve bleach?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. God, I can't with that one.
Oh my God, I can't. Oh my God.
I mean, it's known by something else. I can't remember what it's called, but I mean, I call it them too, but it is known as something else. But it's bad. It's bad. I mean,
putting upside down in a bin.
Yeah. Young couple, minding their business, going out on a date. That's all it was.
That was horrific. And there was a woman involved.
Oh yeah, she was a woman and 4 men. There's five involved.
Please tell me they're all in prison still.
Yes, they are. Oh, I don't know about one of them. I think she got less, obviously. But what she wrote in her journal about what happened that weekend, sick cow. That's all I can say.
Anyone involved? should
If you go
not.
on Vote and just type in their names, and it'll obviously ask you for 18. Well, it'll look, just watch it and it'll show you, like the basic. It don't show you everything, but it don't
Replay,
open.
sorry, could you type in chat so the mods can get your link to drop it?
Yeah. I'm very familiar with it. Replay. That one
I'm gonna dive out because I'm on my phone, so
All
I'll
right,
put
my
it
love.
in. All right, right. See you, Brittany.
All
Bye,
right,
it was good.
love.
I'll just type right. 1 minute.
Yeah.
That was horrendous, though. That case was horrendous, Brittany.
I read about it in an article, and I never
Mhm.
went any further than that. It was
No.
too much for me.
Yeah, it was too much for me. I read it and I looked at their pictures. That was it. I just couldn't. I just couldn't. There's things that I just can't go when it's so brutal like that. Yeah.
You want to know another one that got me?
Oh,
And I covered this with Molson when I first started my channel. Was Shanda Sharer. The
oh
case
yeah.
she was 12. Oh God. And
Mhm.
every one of those girls are free.
I know.
Well, I think.
They are free. They are free.
Every one of them.
You know, yeah, that's it. Christian and Shannon, Christian and Christopher Newsom. That's horrendous. See it, Jameson? It really, really is. There's some cases that if you've ever looked into, and when you go to bed at night and that plays in your mind, you know that you have to step away. You can't go there.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been a few cases like that. Because I think sometimes you begin to, what's the word?
Be desensitized.
Oh, yeah. And I found I was until you actually thought what had happened to those people. You know, every murder is horrendous. It is. It is.
Yeah. It is.
And that's why we do it with respect. And we try our best to be respectful. But we're not going to please everybody. But that's okay too. You can't please everybody.
No, you can't. But it's I don't know. I think with true crime, that's another reason that I never wanted to fully just do that.
Yeah.
My channel, just true crime and nothing else, because I get invested. It's an addictive personality trait that I have. My mom has it. A lot of people in my family, but when we like something or something gets our attention, it's almost not obsessive, but you throw all of your everything into it. And you have to take a break before you go on to another one. At least let your mind clear your mind and come back to reality. I think it's a lot.
I think you have to. I'm a bit like you, that when I do something, I go into it like 100%. You know, when I was up in the Laurie Vallow case and was in that, I had to know everything. And I admitted this last week, I even went and read the Book of Mormon because I wanted to know where this all came from. I wanted to understand more, even though that's not the normal Mormon religion. I still wanted to know as much as I could. And as long as we remember, it's just not entertainment. This is real people.
It's real life. Yep.
You know, it definitely is. So when are you on again?
Well, I'm supposed to go on tonight at 7:45. I gotta go change my title though, because I'm not gonna focus solely on that birth certificate thing, but I do want to talk about it because I mean, not birth certificate, the death certificate. And I checked myself. I called Teresa from Criminality this morning, and I was like, "Am I wrong? Like, this just feels so gross." And it's nothing to anybody. I mean, nothing against anybody, but I just feel like everybody has their limits, and that throwing that out there just didn't feel right. So I wanted to at least talk about it and say, you know, even if it is real, which a lot of people are telling me it is, it doesn't tell us anything because I would think that's the day she was found.
Mhm.
And I think that they would have to put that on there because they don't, at that point, they probably didn't know anything about when her actual date of death is. So I don't know. But tomorrow I'm going to be talking to a Truckee local.
Mhm.
He went out to Prosser for us and got a plethora of pictures and video to show like driving through every exit that you can take, because there's a lot of theories of which way she could have potentially went when she left.
Mhm.
And he got some up close photos of the bank where the waters receded, and you wouldn't believe how steep that hill is. He took a picture from the bottom looking up, and it's a massive hill where her car was at.
Wow.
And the water's receded like 13 feet since they got her out of it.
And they haven't, obviously, we don't know the what is it, the
Mm-mm.
toxicity reports, anything. So
No,
that's
no.
all got to come out as well.
We've got the toxicology and the autopsy results.
Yeah.
And sure, that tow truck driver, AWP made a statement. If you think that tow truck driver's not credible, you're 100% wrong. And then he said, they have like a 90-minute video of the interview with him that they never released. And Doug from AWP said that if they were to release that video of the tow truck driver's account, it would heavily compromise the investigation. So that's another reason people can't let go, because
Yeah, I get that. Because AWP are fantastic. And I
yeah,
think they're very, very legit, trustworthy. And if they come out with something like that, yeah, definitely. There's going to be questions. I think we all know that. We definitely know that. But don't let anyone, take do what you're doing. Because no matter what any of us do, there's going to be somebody that will call us out on here.
yeah,
This
yeah.
is what happens.
I'm not going to show that. Even if it's real, I wouldn't show that
Yeah,
certificate. That's against what I don't know. I'm checking myself on it. It just doesn't feel right to me. But every person's different, and I respect whatever everybody else's feelings are. But for me, I don't want to show it.
that's right, Juju. They should have been. Absolutely. Well, I'm going to close up for tonight. I've been on over 2 hours. That's my limit. My once a week live. I don't know how you do it 2 or 3 times a day. I couldn't.
Oh.
I honestly couldn't. So I give you.
I'm going to take like a week break. Watch, just not go out for a whole week.
Girl, I've been back at work and I haven't been on the tubes, and it's
Oh,
not been a bad thing. But obviously, I get caught up. People sent me clips, or they give me the rundown, and it's actually good. It's good not to be on it as much.
it is.
Enjoying,
Mm-hmm.
because you can get a bit involved too much in all the drama. So it's actually nice just to sit back and maybe watch a bit of true crime.
It is. But I appreciate you having me up, and it's been
No,
wonderful.
thank you.
And I'll let you say your goodbyes, but
All
thank
right,
you.
my love.
Bye, everybody.
And good luck. Well, everyone, yeah, I am closing up the shop, girl. Bones, it's 11:30 for us. I've kind of got into a routine now since I've been back. I'm early nights now, so this is actually a late night. When I was off work, I was like up to all hours, and I didn't really know where I was at, and it's not a good thing. But I do love coming on a Saturday and having a chat and a catch up with everyone. Oh, thank you, Brittany, and thank you, Bones, for a great job modding, and Dave and Ginger, and of course my bestie, Sagacious. JD, I get it. I know. I hope so, Juju. I like to think anybody can come in and we can have a chat, air a few grievances out. I just have this feeling that, yeah, next week's going to be interesting. It definitely is. And Meg, night night to you as well. That's right, Laura Lulu. That girl was a mortician. Yeah, that's right. She maybe would know a bit about the death certificate. Not a bad idea. But good night, everyone. Give me a like on the way out. It is a free way to support me. Oh, thanks so done with it. I think it's getting easier. I'm finding it easier the more I do it. It's taken me a few months just to kind of get into the run of it, but I think I do not too bad. I honestly couldn't do lives every day. I just couldn't. Definitely not. But everybody, hit the like on your way out. It helps with the algorithm. And I appreciate each and every one of you. And thanks for being respectful in chat. And all I can say is, just stand by what you believe in. That's all you can do. Craftastic, I'll see you in our next live. It'll be next week again. Oh, thank you, Meg Keeley. Well, I'm going to say good night, and I'm going to go and get a cup of tea and a chocolate biscuit. All right, my love. Right, good night, everyone. Thank you again. Good night.